Mark Moss is a YouTuber and investor who's built a name for himself in the world of finance and gotten a lot of attention for his insights. If you're into finance, cryptocurrency, or macroeconomics, chances are you've come across him on YouTube or on other podcasts. But as is often the case with content creators, you're probably asking, is he any good? Well, in this video, let's take a closer look at Mark Moss, his approach to investing, and whether or not he is a legit voice in the finance space. Before I start, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation in the description below. This content is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. With over 25 years of experience as a full-time investor and entrepreneur, Mark has lived through multiple market crashes. He has navigated severe economic downturns, and by his account, still managed to come out on top. He has built a strong following, mainly by breaking down complex financial topics and delivering them in a way that's easy to understand. I've been watching Mark's videos for a while now, and one thing I can credit him for is that he's not just about throwing out buzzwords or hyping up the next big thing. He's someone who comes across as an experienced investor, and it didn't surprise me that he has actually built 7- and 8-figure businesses through some of the worst economic cycles. You can tell he uses his real-world experience as an investor to break down finance, entrepreneurship, and investment strategies. He has a unique blend of history and finance that sets him apart, as he often pulls from past economic events to provide context on today's financial landscape. Mark Moss gave me the impression that he is a knowledgeable guy when it comes to areas like Bitcoin and the Federal Reserve. He also regularly dives deep into global economic trends and where things might be headed. I could easily tell he's passionate about Bitcoin and blockchain technology because he does a good job explaining the complexities that they come with. He even hosts a nationally syndicated radio show on iHeartRadio that focuses on Bitcoin and crypto, which demonstrates his advocacy for digital privacy and decentralized finance. He often highlights how fiat money is on the brink of collapse and how Bitcoin is the future, which is nothing controversial if you're already somewhat familiar with the crypto space. But having said that, I think Mark Moss tends to take a pretty alarmist approach to things. He's big on the end-is-near style of forecasting, often implying that we're teetering on the edge of some massive economic shift or crisis. While this does make for engaging content, it also means you have to take what he says with a grain of salt. His tendency to hype up worst-case scenarios could lead you to make overly cautious or even misguided financial decisions if you're not careful. Another flaw he has is that he sometimes simplifies complex macroeconomic issues a bit too much, which can make things seem more black and white than they really are. For example, his criticism of the Federal Reserve or the global financial system often veers toward conspiracy-like thinking. While it's fair to question the effectiveness of central banks, some of his takes border on sensationalism. The problem with that is that it might resonate more with people who are already skeptical of traditional finance, and that's not often a reflection of the full picture. You could also argue that he is too biased toward Bitcoin. While he gives a lot of solid arguments for Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation or a failing financial system, he's also pretty all in on it, and like any asset, Bitcoin still has its risks. Moss doesn't always spend as much time highlighting these risks, which is something you should be aware of. Nevertheless, Mark Moss is legit, and arguably one of the most balanced voices in the world of investments and crypto. He's certainly knowledgeable, and he's got some interesting insights, especially if you're looking for someone who breaks down big macro trends in a digestible way. However, his tendency to lean toward alarmism and his strong bias toward crypto might not always give you the most well-rounded financial perspective. The main message he pushes is one of self-reliance. According to Mark, nobody's going to take care of your financial future. So, he encourages you to develop the knowledge to navigate both the business world and financial markets. Mark's career path is built on real-world lessons, not just theory, which is a big plus. He emphasizes that true security comes from understanding the markets and navigating them on your terms. So, if you're tired of financial fluff and want a deeper understanding of money and business, Mark Moss could be someone you'd find helpful. Before you leave, if you're tired of scams and want a real solution for making money online, check out my #1 recommendation. Click the link in the description to see the best business to start online, which made me over $26,000 last month alone. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up below and subscribe for more.